Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kathleen, and I want to talk to you about a dream that I had um, about the mark of the beast. I dreamed this probably about a year ago. I dreamed that my husband, Joey, my stepdaughter, Kendall, and I were on a dark suburban road heading towards the house of masters and servants, which I dream about this house on a regular basis. But we were somewhere around this house to do a business deal. I believe that my husband was pulling me, Kendall, and our pet dog in a small red wagon. I saw others, sorry, I saw others as well ahead of us in wagons. They were lined up when we got close to our destination. Immediately, there was a feeling of dread which came upon me as we approached an area divided by a fine line which appeared to be a boundary marker. I saw two wagons, or perhaps carts, in front of me containing 2 to 3 people in each one. The first people next to the boundary line wanted to cross over and do their business deal. I watched as they tried to use money, but it appeared to be invalid. The people crossed over the line, however, they took some strange pets with them, which appeared to be bats. At some point, a few carts behind them turned around. It was just a gradual thing where just only a few people turned around. So I kept watching as many others followed the same path to do business and were taking along bats as their pets. It seemed sometimes bats were on a leash, and then more bats would hover over them and have droppings, or rather fecal matter, coming out of these bats and spreading over the faces and clothes of these people. They were definitely marked with something detestable, so I tried not to get real close. I knew that I was on the inside looking out, so at this point I knew I was dreaming. I turned the opposite direction, taking the least chosen path. I am pretty sure that I lost track of my husband and daughter, stepdaughter that is, but I felt that they were coming near along with our dog. They were like somewhere near, I just couldn't see them. I was alone on this dark, narrow road, wearing nothing but a white robe. It was pitch black, so I didn't know which way was home. Up ahead, I saw the house of masters and servants when I peeked through a wooden fence. Usually when I see this house, I'm in it serving people. In my dreams, since 1996, I've dreamed about the same house. But this time I sensed danger and wanted to avoid the house. Then I turned around until I saw several paths to choose from, all of which were narrow gravel roads. There was one road with a detestable refinery. I dream about refineries on a regular basis as well. This was a detestable refinery where I saw multitudes lined up with their bat pets and the mark of the beast on them, on their foreheads. These people were so busy only caring about themselves. They had party spirits like that of Sodom and Gomorrah. I went down another road, possibly made of dirt, and headed west alone in the dark. Sometimes I walked on my own 2 feet, while other times I rode a small cart carrying only basic necessities. I thought about calling home, so I picked up my phone, which turned into flexible rubber. The battery was low, therefore it would not operate properly. It seemed that all forms of communication were not working. The nearby houses were without electricity. I saw police cruising around, but I did not feel peace in asking them for help. I had the feeling that they were more trouble than they were help. I saw people in the distance, so I was very careful. I reached an outdoor bar, which seemed to be taking up most of this narrow road. It was in the middle of the road. There were many bar stools, all occupied, so I got on my knees and crawled by these people without them noticing me. I felt naked, so I looked again and saw that my white robe, it was the robe of righteousness, it was still on. After I passed the narrow road, the people with bats continued to go one way, while I went another. My white robe continued to stay clean, no matter what conditions I was walking through. I prayed and relied on the Lord to help me find my way home. When I felt that I was almost there, my dream ended. So there were two ways to go. There were two different paths to go. And in this dream, not very many people took the narrow road, but there were people that did. So that's the road we need to take. This dream was definitely a sign of the coming mark of the beast. Everyone in the dream was being followed by pets. There were friendly, small dogs that followed the people of God, while the ungodly were carrying along bats which hovered over them and were very detestable. Some of the people who started out with dogs traded them for bats, while they gave their hearts to the Antichrist and got the mark of the beast. The bats were becoming a widespread problem along with what that was just a symbol for, of course, but evil ambition, pride, lust of the flesh, parting spirit, terrible sexual acts. It was just evident that people looked filthy and they wore stinky, feces-stained clothing. The people who chose the narrow path had the white robes of righteousness and were being led by the Holy Spirit. God was taking care of them until they found their way home, which is in heaven. And of course, I just wanted to mention that a lot of these things was dream symbolism, and if you don't understand dream symbolism, I had to read and study on on dream symbolism. But this one is Ira Mulligan wrote about hearing God's voice from the night, and I have been um, dreaming dreams for a while and praying for an interpretation. And a lot of times that's what you have to do. But my friends, time is getting short. Jesus is getting ready to return, and we need to make sure that we bring people to Christ. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.